guys, welcome. Hey Jennifer. Made it. Made it to 8 p.m. Whew. Busy. Oh good, Billy Joe, you're still awake? Awesome. Hey Erin. Erin, look what I'm sporting tonight. Can you see? How beautiful. Love. Hey Rob. Mrs. Delaware voice. I can hear it. I hear it. That's great. That is so great. I know, it's gorgeous. I'm starting to get quite the collection here of like needing to rotate all of these amazing pieces. Thank you. It's gorgeous. I know that was your intention, that we could hear your Mrs. Doubtfire. Awesome. All right, well, we'll just wait for a couple people to join. I have a couple things to share tonight just to kind of go over, like, this is a really busy week. Not only 'tis the season, but also astrologically, there's a lot going on. So there's just like a couple things to touch on. I snuck a little something on the event at the 11th hour before I came on here that I want to share about. So I figured I'd wait and see who could join us tonight. How's everybody doing? I know it is just such a busy time. Doing all the things. Partridges, pear trees, wrapping things up. Oh, okay. So you saw it. I'm very enlightened, actually. I had seen that at the beginning of the month, and I sort of like overlooked it, and then it crossed my path that it was happening now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I thought that was noteworthy. Lots of wrapping, gift bags. I love a gift bag. Problem with the advanced gift bag stuffing is the storage factor. Like, if it's something, even if that gift bag is not to be seen until the day, if it's just like, you know, gifts to be given out around that you can put somewhere under the tree or wherever you keep your gifts, but a lot of times my issue is like where to store them. Also, teenage girls, I'm over the clothing boxes, like needing to have clothing. Oh my gosh, it's a whole thing. But it's all good. Well, I'm going to start just getting into some of these little astrological highlights. Hey, Nicole, welcome. Because it's a big week, like I said. As we sit here tonight on December 18th, we are poised for the solstice this week on the 21st. And that, of course, is sort of the highlight of the week in terms of astrological events, also shifting from Sagittarius season into Capricorn season is coming up as well. But one of the significant events that's happening now, and I did put this in the event for tonight because the article is so beautiful. Her words are so beautiful. I wanted to share a little bit of it. This is about the sun aligning with the Galactic Center. And so, again, sounds technical. I'm not an astrologist. I'm just an enthusiast, but there's some awesome resources out there. And this is one of them from Forever Conscious. And she's sharing with us what this means. This is something that occurs around the 27 degrees of Sagittarius, which just happened 6 minutes ago. So as we speak, we have entered into this very powerful energy that's going to be going on through the 20th. So it's all happening now to Tuesday, that the sun is going to be in this really powerful position aligning with the Galactic Center. And so what that's bringing in for me, I wanted to pull out the card, the sun card from the tarot. So here we have we're still with the winter weight deck for the season, the Sun card. And here we see the New Year baby, and it says Happy New Year. And, the Sun is one of, if the most positive cards of the tarot, really about that I am power. And last week I was feeling drawn to use the Golden Citrine solar plexus energy spray. And I found in all the readings I did last week, not only did the Sun card either come up for individuals, or we were very much talking about moving from fear into a state of empowerment, into an I am, which is the vibration of joy, bravery, courage, I can do it energy. And so tonight I'm bringing in still the yellow energies. I'm bringing in joy, lemon energy, which is pure sunshine in a bottle, and the fear fighter energy. So, and I love this because it's very Sagittarian with its bow and arrow. Fear fighter. And there's been this energy of faith over fear. And, just some of the aspects I was reading here were so beautiful. Talking about, I'm going to try my new little holder. I just got myself this for Christmas. I'm going to try and put the cards in here tonight, but I'm just going to set that there. I know it's kind of far away, but, the Sun in astrology represents the core of who we are. I am, right? And so our source, our power source. And so here we are in this moment, and wherever you are, however you're feeling, how you're experiencing this season, there's a lot that this season can bring up, as far as nostalgia, as far as expectations, and so much more, that really, no matter where we feel in a particular moment, it represents the essence of our soul, who we are. And so this is an energy for us to really, really feel into that. And she just had some really beautiful words here about each of us serving a purpose, all of us having a role to fulfill. And this beautiful image of each of us being a thread in this tapestry. And, that each of those threads contribute to the big picture, to the larger whole, the fabric of who we are. And that we help to create the reality that we are all experiencing on Earth. So it just feels so powerful as we wrap up this year, as we are poised for 2023, this whole thing about reflecting, pausing, taking it all in, looking to the future, all of that energy really feels very powerfully culminating here in this energy. And here we have an astrological explanation, if we will, of what we're experiencing right now. So it is the perfect time for you to step into your power. And knowing that you are stronger, and this is where it gets really beautiful and a little bit emotional, to be honest, because I've been feeling this for so many people. Know that you are stronger than any fears that you may have. And to remember just how worthy and special you are. And so that is what's real in this time, no matter where this finds you. So I wanted to share that because I think there's been a lot of that energy collectively. Really, really feel into that. And with that, I'm going to spray the fear fighter. Faith over fear. Fear being that acronym for finding, fear being finding evidence. I'm thinking about faith because before I didn't know faith. False evidence appearing real. FEAR. Hey girls, everybody who's popping in. Hello. Hey, welcome Brenda. Welcome Deirdre. 2023 does feel like a really big year, and I'm just starting to dip into that astrology and the energies. And I mentioned the Chariot card of the tarot about movement and so much more. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Faith, finding answers in the heart. So these two little acronyms have been playing up in many of the readings, like I mentioned, since last week when we brought in that solar plexus energy. So here we are, sun aligning with the galactic center. If you're just joining us, I'm talking about some astrological guidance that I shared in the event tonight just before, because I just found out, thank you to my friend Kristen, that it was actually happening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that this was aligning. So really beautiful about being called to shine your light in the world. So that is just such a beautiful message. And the very last part here was a thank you. So I'm relaying this, speaking these words from my heart as well. And in this, sentimental time of reflecting through the holiday season and into the new year and so much more, thank you for being you, for shining your light in the way that you do, uniquely you. And whatever way you show up is enough. Fear can't stop you. You are more powerful than it. You just have to realize that you are. So under these galactic sun energies, stand tall, stand proud, and repeat to yourself, I can do anything. For these words are truer than you realize. So that is the energy of the sun. So I just love that that came up to sort of set the tone for this week as we prepare for solstice, as we prepare for this shifting of the season. So of course that's happening on the 21st, which is Wednesday. Again, acutely aware of the dates up in here with little kids who have a countdown going on with the chalkboard every day. So I've been reminded Capricorn season is coming as well that day. So we're really shifting energies. And so I'll share as we go along. I have some spreads that are out there. I'm going to share them. You're welcome to, of course, these are offerings that I have, but also spreads that you're welcome to use in your own practices for winter solstice, for Yule, and so forth. So let's dive into the cards now that we have a nice group here gathering. I'm going to make sure I put suns back in here. So we're going to shuffle up and feel into one of the final weeks. And we will do week ahead energies for next week. Just I won't be going live on Sunday as it's Christmas, but I will still be doing one final week of card pulls for the week ahead energies before the new year. So let's feel into that. Again, if you're joining us, if you would like a card pull tonight, you're welcome to mention that at any time in the comments, especially if you have to hop off. When we're done this collective spread, we'll be pulling some personal cards for anyone who would like one. And it'll always be there for you on the replay if you have to hop off. So we're doing that 5-card spread where we kind of feel into Monday as the week ahead, feeling into an overarching energy for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Monday's card. 3 cards just jumped out. 1 card for Monday. Woo, jumpy, jumpy. There's another big hitters that are looking at me here. Let's see what wants to come up. 1 card for Monday. Okay. Tuesday, potential block or challenge this week. A potential block or challenge this week. One of our favorites to get a little peek at. Okay, got it. Wednesday is a midweek blessing, and it is the solstice. So this card is giving us energies into the solstice as well as Capricorn season coming on in here. So let's get that pivotal card for the middle of the week. Okay, Thursday is how are we growing? Oh, we did get 2. Okay, got it. See some familiar cards here we've seen this season. And we're going to get our final card for Friday to wrap up the week just before Christmas weekend. Also tonight being, this is the first day of Hanukkah as well, so happy Hanukkah to all who celebrate. Again, all of these celebrations, all of the reverence of each of these the symbol of Yule and Christmas and Hanukkah, and all of these celebrations are all contributing to these strong, intense energies that we feel as well. Friday, can't have that many cards. Let's wrap up this week with one card, please. Got it. Okay. So Monday, we are kicking it off with the Ace of Wands. This is definitely a card that we've seen this month, talking about this new offering of, and I'm going to say, energy. Wands being the fire element, sparks, inspiration, ideas, aha moments, just sort of getting the engines going, being able to kind of hit the ground Monday, knowing that we kind of have our marching orders for the week of things with this Ace of Wands coming in. And for some people, it really may feel like a little burst of energy or motivation or movement, which is a good thing. So we have this feeling of that fire energy coming in to get us going into the week. So let's see what comes in. I'm going to put this over here and see how this works. Okay. So then Tuesday, our potential challenge or block this week. And of course, just because it comes up on Tuesday's position doesn't mean that it's going to happen on Tuesday, very specifically. It's just noting that this energy is present all throughout the week to potentially come up. And what we have here is the Six of Pentacles, which is the card of giving and receiving. So I would say that this is actually a perfect card, because a block or challenge, and especially as many people are giving and receiving gifts and exchanging things this week, a block or a challenge can simply be shipping delays, situations with finding things we're looking for, getting those gifts together, anything that would have to do with this giving and receiving, this exchange, this reciprocity, and also just, again, this is just, we're feeling into the energies of this week. It doesn't always have to be some big momentous thing. It can simply just be that you're feeling challenged by the whole shebang of giving gifts and getting it all done and wrapping it up, and all of the things that go with that potentially. But also, for some people, with that, looking at how much work we take on in order to have that process, because sometimes there's a lot of behind the scenes work, and looking at where you have an opportunity to either streamline that process, to farm out to others to help be able to, bring some balance there. So, lists are our friend if we're not sure about what all we have to do. Am I like speaking in code? I may or may not have sent a picture of my husband napping in a recliner this evening from the she shed where I was wrapping and the football game was on. I may or may not have, but I'm just saying that this is a time where those scales can be a little off, but bringing it back to ourselves as the giver, or ourself as the distributor of, and it's not all about gift giving, but I just mean in general, always looking back to ourselves to see where we can stand to bring some balance in there. So just, however that lands for some, and this can happen in work, it can happen in our interactions anywhere. And also another thing that the Pentacles can talk about is money. So this time of year, budgets tightening, needing to rein in the spending, all that type of energy as well could be something that is coming up as a challenge for you, potentially, in this week. So now we're going to take a look at our midweek blessing, and we have this beautiful Two of Cups, which is a lovely card of partnership, of blending, of coming together. And I really feel like, the fact that they're sort of bringing together these brimming cups of icy hot cocoa here with the marshmallows peeking out the top, and they're under the mistletoe, it feels like gatherings and getting together with people and cheers and celebration and the sweetness and richness of all of that. So I think a blessing this week is all of these little moments. And again, and this is different for everybody. I'm bringing my real life experience to the table when I share just the vibration of this. So this may or may not be your situation, but in many of the schools around here anyway got this idea about having it be Spirit Week. Okay, and that's this week where every day of the week the kids have something special to remember that they need for school every day, whether it's a white out, which is tomorrow, wearing white all day, white, everybody wears white, then we have family flannel day, we have pajama day, we have our Christmas spirit wear day, holiday wear day. Nonetheless, okay, some of that can feel a little bit overwhelming, and I can make a joke about the fact of like, whose bright idea was that? But there is something like knowing that, they're going to have this like Polar Express day and the kids are going to come in their jammies and they're going to have, these are little kids, hot cocoa and train tickets and all that. I'm seeing these two representing these special, oh, you don't do it? My sister's in Connecticut, I'm in Pennsylvania. We were comparing, like we have the same types of things, but they're on different days. I know, well, they're not asking if we're put together or not. They're just sending it home to let you know. And it's kind of like, alrighty then. Keeping track of even my middle schoolers, it's quesadilla day in Spanish class. So you sign up for the tortilla chips and the salsa. Like, it's just all the things to keep straight. My scales are tipping, okay, with my challenge card. But again, that's just my experience, and I understand that's not everybody's situation. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes that's a lot. Yet I am feeling blessed, this midweek blessing of these special moments and celebrations and things that I know bring the kids joy, that they enjoy, or just sort of like, moments that we come to expect at this time of year that they then, look forward to. So I feel like there's like that kind of stuff, like work parties, getting together with people for the holidays, seeing people out and about, like in a very blessed way. So this card is bringing forward that type of like union and interaction and partnership in that way is what I'm feeling. You do have a few years, Erin. I'm telling you, it continues to, it's fun. It can be a lot, but like I said, that's the thing about seeing the joy through the kids' eyes. Whatever your special traditions are, however it shows up, but there is something very magical about this time of year. If they're looking for snow or special moments in this time of year, light looking, whatever it is, it feels like that is sort of what the way that those blessings might be showing up this week. So then Thursday, we did end up getting 2 cards, and we have 2 that I know we've seen. We have the Hierophant, and we have, that's your card, Erin, the Hierophant, and we have the Ace of Cups, which was Colleen's card because we talked about infused cocoa. But like the Ace of Wands, which kicks off the week, aces are offerings. You see the hand that brings that offering in. So we had the offering of the wand over here with the fire, the sparks, the energy, potentially, hopefully. Here we have this, again, brimming, overflowing cup of chocolatey goodness, all the things. So this is how we are growing. And this, of course, is our card of spiritual guru, learning, higher learning, ascension, moving through those lessons. And again, practical level, mentor, mentee, teacher, trainee, energy, people who may be going back to school or taking some type of a course or doing something in a realm of learning, new job or training or anything like that. Right? The Hierophant just keeps showing up. And so we have that energy along with this very sweet offering of the overflowing cup. Now, an overflowing cup can be a blessing, of course. My cup runneth over with all this, but it also can be like sickeningly sweet, like, that's a lot. Like my cup is overflowing and I have full cups, like I'm sort of spilling over here. So, how we are growing again, I think, is being able to bring balance to that and to have that higher wisdom, that higher knowing of just how to manage those full cups, or at least be aware that when we get that coming in of feeling that feeling, if it's not a welcomed feeling, that we're starting to really kick into like being aware, seeing it there in a detached way. So that's the thing. When this stuff crops up, and it will, we're going to have these moments where we feel a little bit overloaded, overwhelmed, a little too much. And even like this can even be like excessive, eating, drinking, party time, all that kind of stuff, of having that knowing when to pull back. Again, not feeling like we have to be at everything, every invitation, overextending ourselves, all that type of energy as well. So just kind of having that spiritual maturity to find the balance there. Yeah, that Ace of Cups. We've got all the goodies, but again, knowing when to bring some balance in there for sure. So then all of that's culminating into Friday with our wrap up for the week, and it is going to be the 9 of Wands. This is also a card that we saw, I think, the first week of December when we had all those 9s coming in, and this one was the side eye. Yes, okay, so this was the card of the side eye. And the side eye is being given to the overflowing cup of cocoa and the Hierophant. So again, the 9 of Wands can have to do with really being like, really feeling like doing all the work, being exhausted. Like this was actually probably what my face looked like when I took the picture of my husband laying on the recliner asleep earlier today. So that's where I'm sort of seeing this Friday, giving side eye down this entire spectrum of, again, let's just be real. It's a busy time. It's a busy week, no matter what you may have on the docket. So bringing us all the way through, we had the Ace of Wands, which is the very beginning, and then the 9, which is close to culmination. The 10 of Wands is the final card that shows end of the cycle. So we're moving through this trajectory, the finish line is in sight, and we have this energy coming in here with the Ace of Wands potentially offering us that spark, that awareness, that aha, that bright idea that says, okay. And if you look down each of these cards, again, that moves right into the balancing of the scales, the giving and the receiving, the distribution of our resources. And pentacles are literally material, tangible aspects, energy exchanges. So, having the aha here, having that gathering, that togetherness of celebration, but also knowing with the Hierophant when that cup is full to overflowing and we're feeling really exhausted on any level. Physical, mental, spiritual, all the things. And we need to step back. Follow your intuition there. That's the lantern. That's the light that you're carrying. Same with the Hierophant, is that higher knowing, connecting in with your intuition. So, again, whether it's on the most practical level about accepting invitations, about whether or not you're up for going somewhere, whatever it is, following your intuition, checking in with your gut, and just moving through this week, looking for the gifts, searching for the gifts in all things, the blessings, and, allowing that idea of just balance to come in. So, that's kind of what we're getting here at looking overall for the week. I'm going to pull the Yule Oracle card now for us to just kind of punctuate that. You got to know when to hold them. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, I'm about to sing. I'm not going to do it. Know when to fold them. Yep. Yes. Thank you, Kristen. And Kristen knows about the picture of my husband in the recliner. That's all I'm going to say. So let's pull this oracle card to sort of punctuate this week. While, again, I know we have our list going of who wants a personal card pull, but if you'd like one, feel free to comment below. We're just going to pull here from the beautiful Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle, thinking of solstice, thinking of all of the shifting and moving that's happening this week. And as I say that, I'm just going to look to see if there was anything noteworthy to share about solstice. A magical time of the year where we are honoring light and dark within. So, of course, the southern hemisphere is bringing the longest day of the year. They're beginning summer. But for most of us here, this is going to be about energy flowing in an inward direction. And I see what I love about that is just that makes so much sense to me. So when you're aligned with nature, when you're aligned with the seasons and understand that it's showing us that to go within and that energy is flowing inwards, that is where we find ourselves in this reflective time, this time that we go within and tune into our own inner light. So being that it is the longest night of the year, it ushers in the winter. And that energy, of course, is guiding us to go within and reflect on our inner self. So feeling into that, and as well, Capricorn season, which is, oh, this was really cool. I'm just going to peek at this. Squirrel medicine. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to keep that. The sea goat. So Capricorn. And if you are a Capricorn or if you know Capricorns, you might be familiar with this, but just kind of feeling into the symbolism of the sea goat. Which has the ability to climb the tallest mountain and descend to the bottom of the sea. So it's this reaching high heights, going into low lows, these two opposites extremes, climbing with only two legs and swimming with only one tail is difficult, but the sea goat persists. So the more opportunities, the greater vantage point it will have in order to ascend to those high heights or to dive down to those depths. And so using that energy, feeling into that energy that we're about to step into with solstice and Capricorn season rather, the sea goat can be a reminder that no matter our circumstances, so here we come again, full circle, no matter our circumstances, that there is a way forward. And that by persevering and believing in ourselves, we can make it happen. So this is an earthy energy that we can tune into, again, to get down to earth, practical steps to step into motion of our intentions and our goals and things that we wish to bring with us into 2023. So with that said, we had squirrel spirit flop out here and squirrel medicine, and it says, pitter patter, plan ahead, keep silent your path's desire. No eyes or ears shall see you coming, a well-deserved reward. So adorable squirrel medicine is coming in here with this planning, this gathering, thinking about the squirrels, gathering the acorns, gathering the resources, squirreling things away. Squirrel medicine is coming in here to bring that reminder about planning ahead. And it says, keep silent your path's desire. And so to me, that is again talking about reflecting inward and kind of having this quiet reflection with ourselves at this time as we prepare. It doesn't have to be this very outward announcement path at this point because we are gathering everything. And so I know that there's going to be deeper meaning in the book as well. So I will add that to our comments here after the live. I'll put a photo of these cards and I will put the interpretation from the oracle because I know that that's going to add even more meaning to this card. So we've got squirrel medicine coming up in here. And now I'm going to get ready to pull these personal cards. So Jen, if you want to let me know who is up first. Yeah, Brenda, I like it too. It's really cute. Card 35, which is an 8 energy, which is very fortuitous. I like it. Debbie Sullivan. Okay, let me spray the joy energy. Energy spray here as we bring in that sun energy. Card for Debbie for this week. Message for Debbie. you've got the Four of Wands coming in here. This is the card of celebrations, of gathering, of coming together for celebrations. And I feel like saying to you, births, weddings, graduations, all kinds of life events and celebrations. It also represents our home, our structures. So gathering at a loved one's homes. In our home could be entertaining, having people, company, but just a really beautiful celebratory energy. So, I mean, I think, you know, depending on what you have on deck this week and how you are gathering and joining with others, this is certainly reflecting a happy, good times and gathering with loved ones for sure. So this is a beautiful card for you. And this one happens to have pheasants on the bottom. So I don't know if you can see that, but there's 2 pheasants here. So another thing that I like to say, feeling into bird energy as great messengers, pheasants represent opportunity. So again, it's a very positive and fortuitous card, and it brings in opportunity. And when you bring that into the cards that came up for us collectively, when we pull your personal cards, it's a way for us to kind of feel into how that energy could show up for you. We have 2 cards this week about new opportunities, new things arriving in the form of the Wands energy and the Cups energy. So again, that's the fire, the sparks, energy coming in here with that type of movement and action. And then also the Cups, which is emotion and tuning into flow and the element of water, feeling. So 2 really beautiful energies this week, culminating into the 4 of Wands for you and gathering and celebrating. Beautiful card. Very nice. Thank you. Who is next? Next up, we have Brenda. Okay, let's get a card for Brenda. Card here for Brenda this week. Yes, burn through the stagnant energy for sure. For sure. And I love that idea of burning it, of clearing it out. Definitely. Whew, lightening that load. Clearing out, thinking about what's coming with us, what's staying behind, what we're transmuting. I love it. Let's get a card here for Brenda. Ooh, so you've got the 9 of Pentacles. So the 9 of Pentacles is a beautiful energy of, I like to say this is like, she is like the master of her domain, like very much like in her home, her comforts, all of her beautiful resources. A lot of times the Pentacles has to do with like decorating and accenting things. The traditional tarot shows a lot of like grapes and like rich energy. Here we see an abundance of pentacles, all of our material things that we love, that bring us joy, and being surrounded by those things. A lot of times it does take place in the home, like being in our comforts. But another thing to see here is that has this bird of prey on her arm, and she's very confidently standing there managing that. And so that has an energy of having tamed that bird of prey. So again, kind of wrangling all of those aspects and bringing them into balance is what that is showing there. And again, just like the 9 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles is nearing completion of a cycle, something coming into fruition. So, you know, work that you have done, efforts that you have put forth under this umbrella of the Pentacles and all of those things, of finding that balance and comfort and peace with, and all of that, is coming to a fruition, coming full circle. And that's what that 9 will indicate as well. And so, of course, on the other side of that is a new beginning, something new, perfect, and perfect timing as we wind down these last weeks of the year. So that's a really beautiful card for sure. Awesome. I love that. It's so cool because like I can read the energy of the card, of course, and it's amazing the millions of different ways that could be showing up for our lives, but yet so on point for you. I love it. Beautiful. It is a beautiful card. Wonderful. Awesome. Okay. You're welcome. Erin is next. Okay, Erin. We're feeling in this for something other than the Hierophant. We got it. Yes, thank you. Well, whatever needs to come forward will come forward, right? We'll see. What do we want to know here? What does Erin need to know this week in these energies? Ooh, that's an Ace of Pentacles that just winked at me. A card for Erin this week. What she most needs to know at this time. Card for Erin. Ooh, so we just saw the 9 of Pentacles. This is the 10 of Pentacles. I know, it's crazy. So here comes the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, and you can see here how beautiful, often shows a legacy of family gatherings. The traditional shows 3 generations, like a grandparent, parents, and children. There's dogs. This one has little doxies here. It's funny because the traditional, they're gray dogs that look like, I have a Weimaraner and it looks like my dog, and my in-laws have dachshunds. And so this card looks like their dogs. But it is a beautiful card talking about the 9s into 10s. This is really oh, gotcha. Hey, Kendra, no worries. We'll get you, we'll pull your card, and it'll be here for you on the replay no matter what. Again, culmination, coming through a cycle, coming full circle. But certainly from a most obvious and practical standpoint, I think you did, because as I say legacy and family and support, it's feeling familiar. I think you did get this in your reading. And again, in the context, yeah, it's all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. Was about family and support and community for you. And so thinking about gathering with perhaps generations, gathering with people in the spirit of the season, you have this beautiful depiction of that. And again, we're just asking for a card for you this week, what you need to know. And again, I would say, when I say legacy, when I say, like we say, you have a couple of years yet for all that other stuff. This is the fun. This is the time that you're laying that. You're creating these traditions. You're carving your own path, inspired by, of course, where you've come from, your roots, which is the Pentacles, bringing us into our root chakra, our base, very much tied into our bloodlines, family, ancestral connections, and now you're imparting that to your son, the next generation. So there's a really beautiful energy there for the season. So I love that. So I think just calling on the messages that came forward in your reading and the connection that you felt to this card, bring that into here too. But it's a beautiful card of gathering and togetherness with family and with tradition. But to that, I also add the new that you bring as a new generation with your child. Inspired by where you came from, but the 10, especially because I was just talking about the 9 into the 10, is new beginnings on the other side of this. So taking all of that, taking the best of it, and creating new beginnings from that. Beautiful. Okay. That is one fun thing about using a consistent deck for the month, is we really get to connect with the cards and see things coming forward. Billy Joe, I hope you're still with us, still awake. You've been busy this weekend posting all kinds of amazing work that you've been up to on your group page, so I know you're exhausted because it's looking awesome. You're welcome, Erin. So Billy Joe, if you're here, if you're not, it'll be here for you on the replay. We are feeling into a card for you. You're here. Okay, let's get you a card. What does Billy Joe need to know this week? Card for Billy Joe. Ooh, okay. Queen of Swords. And we know from talking about your card pull that came up last week, and you weren't on when I pulled it, but it turned out that Billy Joe got the 3 of Pentacles last week that was all about work and meetings and consultations, and she even reached out to let me know just how resonant that was exactly to her week. So when I see the Queen of Swords following that up, I definitely see the leadership role of cutting through, speaking clearly and concisely and without emotion. And I want to say cutting through BS is what I felt like saying just now. Laying some boundaries, laying things out. And also, like, I know you've been having some inclement weather. So the Queen of Swords is like in the command center, like handling everything. Like you have a lot to juggle, you know, just the nature of your work and managing people and many moving parts. It's something that you have to be able to do with great clarity, with great precision, like to be able to just cut through and be like, okay, you know, this is what's going on. This person's not coming into work. This person can, or I'm going here, whatever it is. All the while my kids are home from school, you know, like there's all that where it's very like, you can see like she's just like no nonsense. She's just like shoom, shoom, shoom. Like I just feel this energy for you of like getting it done, cutting through, clarity, like just moving through each of those things. And again, very much detached from emotion. So to the extent that sometimes any of those things can be like more challenging, especially for those of us who are sensitive and lovey and all the things, we sometimes have to rule from that more stern, direct, concise, clear, to the point way. And that's what I see here for you with the Queen of Swords. So as you're wrapping things up with work and things going on, if it's anything that's residual from last week, I do see this coming in as like a best practice for you as far as like the way to greet those energies. Last week there was a lot of like collaborating with the three and, you know, meeting and discussing. And now here it's like calling the shots is what I feel there for you. And just in general too, it doesn't have to be in work. It can be at home, getting things done, cutting through, clarity, all that kind of stuff as well. Just kind of figuring out how you are dispersing the energies for you for sure. So that's what we have coming in for you. So let's see. Thank you. I'm glad you made it. Who do we have next? Robert. All right. Let's feel in for you. Every time I speak while I'm shuffling your cards, stuff happens. So let's see. Card for Robert this week. The Whip. Ooh, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. All right, I see that. That was actually it was the card that Billy got last week. It was the Frosty card. Let's see what comes up here. Card for Robert. The Hanged Man. No. Well, that's what you get. Four of Swords. You were told to rest and not move. You moved. Guess what? Now you're the Hanged Man. Now you're hung up. Are you okay? Hanged Man, stuck there. Hanged, can't move. Don't necessarily like it too much, right? Generally, the Hanged Man is not there voluntarily, but the thing is, it is often in the stuckness that the clarity comes in, the aha moments come in, and that's shown in this card by flipping this upside down and seeing all that light around his head. No, it's not just all the blood rushing from hanging upside down. It's light, it's illumination. The crown is all illuminated because there's an awareness coming in. There's new perspectives coming in from being stuck, from being hung up. And it's interesting too, looking at the positions of the legs, thinking about the nature of your injury as well. Like it's just really sticking out to me that he has that one knee bent and the way that his leg is. Really feeling like, you know, an energy for you. And I've been trying to make my way to sharing another version of this card, the Hanged Man. You're waiting on an MRI. So now Robert, from the trip, or just in general you needed that MRI anyway? Yeah, there you go. I mean, just, you know that you're in this more sedentary, more involuntary, time of this pause. And okay, from 2 weeks ago. Oh, okay. So nothing new from tripping. Okay. But you tripped. So that's the point, is you need to really, you have an opportunity to, you can do whatever you want, right? That's your own choice. And it's so hard when you want to move and you're used to. But again, if we're searching for the gifts, if we're looking for the goodies in here, in this pause, in this, restriction of movement, comes the potential for great clarity and aha awarenesses to come in. Yeah, you're stubborn, and that's okay. And you can be like, yeah, there's a part of me that's really stubborn. Maybe a big part. But what I was saying is that there's a version of this card from a different deck that's called Observe. It's one of my favorite cards, and I've had a message like tugging at me to share with everyone for weeks. And I just haven't had the ability to get to doing it the way I would like to, but I will at some point. But it really is about this stuck energy and knowing that we have many different aspects of self. Your current self, I'm here, I'm stuck here, and maybe just a little stubborn. And I can only see a particular vantage point. I see where I am, I know the past. And again, we've talked about that, is that script about what happened last time and having this injury before and what that meant. And like, that's what you know. So that script wants to play itself, all those types of things. But then having an opportunity to tune in with a part of ourself, higher self, future self, that already knows how this is going to turn out, and all of the potential that comes from this stuckness, from this pause, and all the things. And so while you're laying there, while you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, maybe having like a moment, and this can be done in any way that resonates with you, because if you wanted to listen to like a guided meditation, or just have a moment of contemplation, listen to music. That's what you need to do. You need to listen to music. So listen to music and allow that to help you to like loosen up some of those thoughts and move and shake in that way. Okay. Well, that's the same thing too. So not having moved forward with anything with workman's comp is also hung up. It's in a stall situation, yes. So you're just waiting on it to move forward. And again, divine timing, understanding that it's all going to unfold, because another message that's been coming up for us a lot this month is what is meant for me will not pass me by. So when I know that that magic is already making its way to me, and through my intention and through the actions and steps that I'm taking now, holding that it's already coming. So if I can try to cross that worry off my list and have a little, again, faith over fear, that I already know that it's going to be mine, then that can help perhaps to a little bit, even if just for a moment, to settle into whatever is in the present moment. Where I'm here, stuck, waiting in all kinds of ways, waiting for MRI results, waiting for workman's comp, waiting for all of it, and just allowing that to come in. So I feel like, every week your messages have been very, I don't think surprising to you at all, and definitely very validating of what you already know. So that's good, because of all the unknowns, you know where you sit in this moment and the energy that's around you. So here it comes reflected here, and you just be present with that as best you can, allowing that awareness to come in, making space for that, focusing on that, and doing so by looking for the gifts, looking for the blessings, like it's your job, like making it your job to be like, all right, this sucks, I don't like that. And you've already started, because that this was an unexpected gift for you to be home and perhaps accelerate things eventually. I know it's not moving quickly now, but like it's creating a pathway that will potentially stream into other opportunities. So you know, focusing there, not so much hung up on what we can't do. What we can do is what I'm feeling there. And again, I did get like a wink here for you with the music, because I know that speaks to you. So I think that would be something that could help shake it up and loosen up some things too. Okay. You're welcome. Who is next? Nicole. Okay, let's get a card for Nicole for this week. Message for Nicole. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Swords coming up in here. And, hey, Leah. This is the card of, well, I call this card, don't let anyone steal your Christmas joy, meaning like this came up for me. I've shared this over this season so far about it. In general, sneaky aspects of our own self taking away from our joy. But this card can traditionally represent some deception, someone or a situation not being entirely forthright or attempting to make off with your swords. Okay, so we have that energy coming in here for you. And so, you know, perhaps that could be resonating for you in one way or another. And if you look closely on this card, you'll see these tents, like, you know, we're going to say different shelters, different homes, different places that this guy is just sort of trying to make off with all the swords. And, you know, swords, air element, very connected into throat chakra. So we talked about the Queen of Swords and that being about cutting through, being clear, telling the truth, getting to the crux of the matter. This is much more convoluted, right? So there's dishonesty and deception here. And you know, I'm not saying that in like a scary way. I think you're probably already feeling into what this might mean for you. And also it's a 7, and we've had this energy coming in through the 7 of Pentacles. We've had a couple of 7s. Of course, the Chariot is a 7 as well, which is a lot of movement. But a lot of the 7s have to do with patience, a pause. So if there's any clarity around the truth, or I'm even going to say possession of things, right? Who possesses what, or who's in rightful possession of things is what I'm feeling for you. That's showing up for you. It's here. It's just, it's showing itself. And again, I sense that it might not even be something that you're all that surprised about. So I don't want you to feel like it's a it's sneaky in terms of someone being either dishonest or not entirely, transparent or forthcoming, but not sneaky like something in the night stealing from, you know what I mean? Like the traditional meaning of the card. And I think you know, but also we can always chat offline about it. But I do see this coming in for you with a little nod. But again, don't let anyone steal your joy. Yeah. Yes. Sneaky, but not surprising. Perfect. We're going to spray the lemon joy to that, because we are bringing in that sun energy, that I am, and I can do anything. And I already know that if there's somebody who has a positive mantra to go with that, it is you. So we are bringing in that beautiful sun energy that you emanate so beautifully to remind you, to bolster that notion despite whatever this sneaky but not surprising energy is that's showing up for you. And yes, you can. Awesome. Shine, 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 shine. Soleil. Awesome. So cool. I love it. And Brenda, yes, thank you for saying that, listening to everyone's cards, because we're a collective group coming together. Everybody here is contributing their energy. So there's always messages for everyone in every card. There is, if something speaks to you, if something relates to you, it's for you, you know, just allow that to land. So thank you for saying that, because sometimes I discredit that myself. I think, who's going to want to listen to all these personal anecdotes? But it's beautiful because, again, it's showing our oneness, remembering back to the beginning of this live tonight, each of those threads that we each bring in to weave together that big, beautiful tapestry. each one of these messages is on, along one of those threads of energy of which we can all, there's a gift in there for all of us. So thank you for saying that. Good. Yes, you do got this, girl. Awesome. Okay, I saw the last call go out, Jen, and I know we didn't pull yours yet. Oh, and Kendra, we have Kendra. So let me know where we're at in the order of things. You're next, and last, Kendra and Randy. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so this one's going to be for you, for Jennifer. Card here for Jennifer. All right, I'll take it. It flipped over and winked. We got the Four of Cups. So we know it's bringing us back to the side eye. This one is like not impressed with these cups. A little bit of So Four of Cups can signify some of that like boredom, apathy, not being very enthused, not jazzed with the cups that are in front of us, right? So here we see this offering of another cup, a cup that's just outside of your view, because if you're side-eyeing it down this way, you might not see that this big full to the brim cup is coming in at you. So I'm looking at the squirrel too. I was thinking that it's a white squirrel. There's actually two on here, and thinking about squirrel medicine, I will definitely be looking in the book because I think there's going to be more for you in this card as well, which, like I said, I'll be posting in our convo here because I definitely see that white squirrel running up the tree, and there's another one, again, thinking of things that might be right in front of us that we don't see. There's the other one down there. Looks like they've got all the nuts down there while the other one is scrambling up the tree. So again, the Four of Cups invites us to look at, I don't know, I guess my innuendos are not that covert. Squirrely. So I think, again, the Four of Cups always reminds us to take another look around us and see where there could be some unlikely blessings, offerings, resources, or things coming in that we didn't see that also could help connect in with this burst of energy, this spark of insight or inspiration or motivation. So maybe there's something there in that. It also could literally be about taking a cup of something, like whether there's something that helps you to balance out, like could just be simply hydrating. But like if you have any of your, potions or things that would help you to get clarity in a way, or get energized, or get balanced or something, there's literally like a cup of something being offered to you to partake in. But we've got to uncross our arms first. So there's definitely an opening up to take place there in order to receive. So open up and mind all the squirrels. Now I'm getting like a Christmas vacation movie reference. I could keep going. I won't. But that's awesome. I love it. So stay tuned for the interpretation of squirrel medicine as well. Hey, Gemma, I see a couple people jumping in. If anybody that just joined does want a card pull, we were getting to the bottom of the list. We're wrapping those up. You're welcome to throw a comment in, and I'm happy to pull a card for you. So next up, you're welcome. Next up, we have Kendra and Mirandy. So let's pull Kendra's card first. And I know she said she was in transit, so I don't know if Kendra's on right now or she was just popping in to mark her card pull. So either way, we'll have this on the Kristen, yes, squirrel. Got you, Gemma. Could have this card pull for her on the replay. All right, Kendra, we're getting a card here for you on this timestamp. Card for Kendra. It just flopped out, but we know this card and it keeps coming up for you. So I'm going to ask for another card to go with it. That one just plopped right down. Another card for Kendra to clarify. Perfect. So we've got the good old Four of Wands coming in here for you again. So Four of Wands, literally about our homes, our structures, our foundations, all of those things. And you got this card on live before, because I remember talking about the pheasants and opportunity. And so I mentioned that again earlier when this card came up. And so here it is again for you. And so much in and around your structure, your home, your foundation, but also celebrations and gatherings. And you had this card before because we saw that there was like a lot of people milling around the property, right? So this is a card that's been showing up for you. Flopped out again. And I said, give us a clarifying card, please. What do we need to know? And you have the most beautiful card of temperance. Temperance. You know there's another word that goes with the temperance, which is patience. Yes, please. Everybody, we're quoting Christmas Vacation. It's so great. I haven't watched it yet this season. I have it ready to play, but I haven't watched it yet. I have a number of quotes around here on like wood signs, starting with the jolliest bunch, and nobody's walking out on this old-fashioned family Christmas. Oh my goodness, that's right. Mirandy's middle name is Temperance. How perfect. I love it. So this is bringing in that beautiful energy of temperance, and you know very well the symbolism of that word for you, for Mirandy, and when it comes to home being where the heart is and having it be wherever you are and gathering and celebrating. And here we have two pheasants with opportunity energy coming in for you. Patience and balance and allowing it all to unfold in divine timing, right? And sometimes Temperance is dipping her toe in the water and sometimes she's not. And she's not here, which means, again, might not necessarily be stepping into anything right now, right? Not quite yet, but definitely that back and forth from one hand to the other of finding that balance, bringing in that balance of temperance, which is such a beautiful card. And she's cloaked in this beautiful red, which again brings me into the root chakra and brings me into that safety, security, and family, like the bloodline energy. And so all the gatherings, the celebrations, the coming together, and this beautiful energy of temperance. So that is really beautiful. Now I want to see what Mirandy gets, because I kind of feel like it's so connected with her beautiful middle name coming up here with your card pull. So let's see what comes up now from Mirandy. I'm going to put those back in, and we're going to ask for a message just for Mirandy for this week. It's a big week. It's really exciting. Whew. So exciting to see what is coming up this week for Mirandy. Double doubles. Okay. All right, Mirandy. So you've got a really beautiful card, and you have a kind of a funny card because it's reminding me of naughty and nice. The energy of naughty and nice. So this is a card that's called the Devil. And you know what's so cool about this card is that this week on Wednesday is the start of winter, and it's the start of Capricorn season. And the Devil card in the tarot is a Capricorn card. And so this is coming in on Wednesday, but this is making me laugh because I see a boy and a girl, so I'm thinking of you and your brother, and finding the balance between sometimes we might feel like tempted to do something that we know might be for the naughty list, and finding a way to say, no, I'm not going to do that because I know that whenever I do those things, or anytime that those things happen, or when I've seen my brother do those things, that it's not a good idea, right? So it's a card that reminds us of those things that sometimes we might be tempted to do, feel like we want to, but we know better. We know that we're going to try a different way this time. And so that's what's really cool, because you got two cards just like your mom. And this card, look what he's holding in his hand. This card came up last week when we were looking at it because there was something really neat. It's called the Two of Wands, and he's standing there. It's snowing, and I know it's been snowing at your house, that he is thinking about what's next. So behind him, you see he's got these two wands. This is like a walking stick. So here's one that's stuck to the wall, and that's because he's already used this. He's maybe already did that or went to that place or tried that thing. And here is another wand that he's thinking about using in the future. But he's right here looking out right now, and look what he has in his hand, a present, a gift. So that's telling us that this week it's really exciting to get to like a big day this week, and we really want to get to that day. But this is a reminder that each day this week there's a present in the day for you to find. Not a real present necessarily, but understanding that there's something about that day that's really special, or really fun or neat or different that you didn't expect. And so one of the ways to help wait to get to that day that you might have a real present in your hand is to look for all the presents. See, Rob has to do that too. That's Rob's job as well. Rob's supposed to be looking for all the gifts this week. And that's another thing that's coming up for you. So to pass each day before the big day, this gives you, yeah, that's really beautiful. Rob's seeing that there's roses on the bottom of the card. And there's a dove, which brings peace. So the Four of Wands had pheasants for opportunity, and this is bringing us peace. And it's peace with where we are right here today. So that's really beautiful. And I see 3 at the top again. So we don't want to forget your brother, because he's over here. And also, you're a big helper for him to remember what stuff is naughty and what stuff is nice. So this is a really special card for you to remember that you hold all those really beautiful gifts. So that's really cool that you and your mom both got 2 cards this time. I love that. That is really neat. I can't wait for you to see that later. Okay, let's see. Who came in? Gemma, and was there anybody else? Jen? I know, that's really cool. I love that Two of Wands. Gemma, okay, let's get a card for Gemma. That two of Wands, I know I shared that last week with our little quote about yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. I love that. I love it. It's like the perfect card for that. Okay. Getting all these jumpy cards. All right, I'm just going to shuffle. I saw what they are, but I just want to see what comes up for you. Card for Gemma, please. 1 card for Gemma. And 1 card here for Gemma. Ooh, okay. You have the Knight of Wands. So this is a card, the spring-loaded cards. This is a card of movement and fun. And at the beginning of the week, we talked about, and you'll see this when I post the pictures of the cards, the Ace of Wands. So you're going to see the similarity and the energy here of this coming in to kind of highlight the week. It's an offering, a message, a gift of Wands energy. And Wands is fire, sparks, creativity, movement. And so the Knight of Wands it's almost like taking that wand that's being offered and putting it into motion, putting it into good use. And the 2 cards that fell out when I was shuffling, one was the 8 of Pentacles and one was the Tower card. So to me, it's talking about that the 8 of Pentacles is about work and focusing on our work and our creativity, but also there being a lot of work involved. And of course, the Tower is that very transformational energy that has about sudden things coming along that sort of create opportunity for change, opportunity for shifting and moving. And so I feel like, you know, things that are coming in for you this week in this form of this offering with that Wands energy is going to be something that you can take and use to your advantage. This is a very Sagittarian card. Like as we wrap up Sagittarius season, you know, being just kind of going for it and movement. And the Knight, of course, can also be like young adults energy too. So it can be like with your children around you, or energy of just like a lot of like fiery movement, or literally like going somewhere, moving in that way. But there's definitely this energy coming in with, and it also with that Eight of Wands, or the Eight of Pentacles rather, winking when I was shuffling the spring-loaded card distribution there. This is something that you've been working on, something that you've been sort of really diligently focusing on, working on, and again, Tower can be like sudden and unexpected, but it doesn't mean that it has to be like an alarming unexpected thing. It can be like something coming in like this, because I mentioned earlier before you came on that we have 2 aces for the week that have to do with new things coming in, messages, offerings, new fresh energy. And I just love this of the taking that wand and using it and putting it into good use for you. So I feel that, you know, coming in for you in terms of receiving whatever that, if it's unexpected or sudden, or, you know, something that comes in out seemingly out of nowhere. Again, if we're searching for the gifts, if we're finding the blessings and the benefits in all those things, if we're making stuff work for us, like using every resource, here you are, mounted and ready to go on the horse, taking it on by fire. So I love that for you. That's like a really motivational and movement oriented card coming up for you for this week, and how that might work with each of these cards that came forward for the week, which I will highlight throughout the week. Each day I've been posting the card that came up for that day, and I share really cool audio that I find to be really spot on. So I've been sticking with that, where each day that quick little reel that pops up on the group page is actually a 60-second share of like the traditional meaning of that card. And then I put a clip to the moment in our live tonight where I talked about that card's energy, so that you can kind of check in with how that might now be showing up for you as we move through the week. The audio is really cool. I love it. And there's reversals too. So sometimes it's hard to decide which one to use because I can only pick one. Sometimes I do it twice and put both. Great. I'm so glad that's a confirmation for you. Awesome. Don't forget, you can have a 1 card pull at any time. So you can reach out to me for your empowerment pack if you would like anything to clarify for you. So don't forget if there's something that you want clarified. So awesome. If I don't think anybody else put in for a card, if there is anybody, we'll do a last call here. But like I said, we'll have one more gathering, even if it's just a post or a recorded thing. I will be back before the year's over. Let's see, Rob just watched Spirited. Oh wait, is that the one with Will Ferrell and what's his name? Yes, Will Ferrell. I haven't seen it. I just saw I saw it come up on Netflix. Nope, this one. Thank you, Aletha. I appreciate you being here. Oh my gosh, I have Ryan Reynolds. Well, I could probably watch it while I'm wrapping in the she shed, because I'm about to be spending a lot of time in there. I love Will Ferrell, so I pretty much love anything that he's in, so I gotta check that out. Good to know. I wasn't sure. I didn't know if it was like a movie or what it was, so that's good to know. I love it. I watched Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas tonight, actually, while I was prepping my wrapping area. That's one of my favorites from childhood's Jim Henson, and has like a couple of the most beautiful songs. Like I may or may not have been standing there crying while I was fluffing tissue paper, because I just love, and I will be sharing a little seasonal sentiment that uses music from that old classic. But it's funny because I feel like it's a musical? I had no idea. Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds in a musical. I'm intrigued. Um, there's some really beautiful music in, it's funny that that's all, see what I mean? Like spiritual breadcrumbs. Like we've had so many references tonight to movies and music, and it's so powerful in its messaging, and also how it connects in with like our heartstrings, because whether it's something from childhood or it's something that we can watch with fresh eyes as adults and see completely different. Like I recently saw a meme that says like the older I get, the more I realize that Clark wasn't crazy. And it has like the picture of him with like the lights, and it's like, you know, as you get older, you have this awareness about exactly what could drive a person to that extreme. What? With The Greatest Showman? All right, Erin, thank you. Have a good night. Have a great week. Thank you for coming by. We're just shooting the breeze now about television and movies, but that's a tall order. I will have to check this out. My husband's not big on musicals, but he does like Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds, so I might be able to convince him to watch it with me. But I am seeing a connection here of all this music and movie references and quotes and things that we can all connect through. I mean, I'm big on that stuff anyway, but I'm loving that, that we can share in that here. And it's just something that helps us to be able to convey feelings and understanding without really even having to explain, because we can all relate. Good. Wow. That's a glowing review. Okay. I will have to check it out. Awesome. Oh, do you want a card now, Leah? You're welcome to. I'll pull a card for you if you'd like. I know sometimes I'm not sure. I don't want to push it on you, but if you would like a card, I'm happy to pull one for you. Let me know. I'm here. The deck is right here, and I'm happy to pull a card for you. Do it, Leah. Aw, no reason to be nervous. Okay, let's bring in Fear Fighter. So in the beginning, I was sharing these two yellow. These are energy sprays I work with color healing, but it's like essential oils and crystals and intentions. And this is actually from the children's sprays, Fear Fighter, which just brings in this energy of moving. Yellow can be fear, anxiety, and worry, all the way to joy and sun energy of bravery, courage. So we're bringing in Fear Fighter for you. Okay, it's lemony, it's fresh, beautiful energy coming in here for you. We're going to pull a card for you for this week. And this is just tuning into these energies and just seeing what's coming forward from you, from your higher self, from your own intuitive self. Just a message for you at this time for this week ahead. All right, I saw that. We've had jumpy cards all night. I just want to speak through the intentions again. Just a card for Leah here. What she most needs to know at this time. Okay, so if you heard what I was just saying with the Knight of Wands, this is the Page of Wands. So very similar. And this is how I feel the energy right away. Because I had that Knight of Wands, and I was talking to Gemma about her knight on the horse, ready to move with that wand, right? This energy came in for all of us this week, which is like an offering of. And the wands are fire energy, can be like ideas, aha, sparks of like motivation or anything like that. Here's your energy as the page, just kind of like, all right, I'll take that wand and just take a moment to take a look at it. Like, I'm not just going to rush off with it here, but I'm definitely taking a look at it. So see the difference in those two cards. If you think about that Knight of Wands, it was on the horse with that wand. Here we have the page just standing there flat-footed on the ground, just looking at that and feeling into that energy. But it is pages are like messenger, so that's like a messenger energy of like and it can be young people, so it can be children, or just like teenagers or something. So it can also represent people around you. It can be you. So also it can be like beginner energy, like a beginner's mindset, like you're just stepping into something and you're just feeling into that. So that is this energy that's coming up for you this week, that again could be you, somebody around you, or just the energy of a situation, something new. But again, wands bring in like fire, spark. It can be like passion, like a creative venture. It can be our work, that type of energy as well. So usually when we're here looking at like, okay, so here's just a feeling into the energy for the week, and then here's your personal card that comes up. It sort of ties back in with each of these cards that talked about energies we might see show up this week. So this offering of that wand, it's being handed to you, it's being received, and we're kind of looking at that. This was a card that had like this balancing of the scales, and so that's like giving and receiving and energy distribution. So there's multiple people involved there too, so we kind of were feeling into the gift giving and other aspects there as far as how we distribute energy. So for you, what I've, just feeling into the cards that came forward, this was our midweek blessing. And here we had this exchange here, which had to do with gathering, and it can be partnership, it can be with romantic, but it can also be business partnerships, or just in this case, like with these full cups of cocoa, felt like celebrations this week, gathering with people. So again, whether this wand is speaking to career or work or that type of action in your life, it's kind of new. Like there's something new here that we're just kind of feeling into for you. There was some energy down here with the Hierophant, which is also like learning. We were saying like, okay, we usually have somebody who's like the trainee or the trainer, or learning something new, or taking on some new role. So that again can be beginner mindset, beginner of fresh new energy that's coming in for you in the realm of wands. Like I said, fire, passion, work, sparks, all that kind of stuff. And it's just kind of feeling into the energy. So that's what's coming up for you. And then finally with these cards, this was another coming in with this overflowing cup of goodness. So that can just be a lot going on. Full cups, a lot of activity, but there's a sweetness here, so just kind of, again, if it is young people, gathering with young people, whatever could be coming up for you, just enjoy, and at the end of the week, the nines is showing we go from the page of wands, here's the 9 of wands, and that can be just like a lot of work, a lot of wands going on. So sometimes there's a need to kind of step back from that and just allow ourselves to recuperate and gather ourselves. So again, it can come up for you so many different ways, but nothing to fear, nothing to be worried about at all. It's just kind of bringing up some of that energy of personality and aspects around you this week. So definitely next time, feel free to ask for a card. Nothing to fear there. Thank you. Thank you for letting us pull that. I know, lots of wands, right? It's fire, fire, fire. It's like the Sagittarian like finale as we move into Capricorn season with that earth energy. So awesome. I do see some people that jumped in. We were just wrapping up. I am happy to pull cards for anyone. In fact, I can pull it, afterwards too, like, as I'll continue. I'm going to post all these cards that came up for us collectively. I'm going to post here in the chat. Oh, okay. Let's see. Team related. Awesome. Great. I'm glad that brought confirmation in for you. See, there was a reason that you mentioned, even if you were unsure about next time asking for a card, that there was a message that wanted to come forward for you. So that's really important too, is like I said, it was from your higher self. So the signs and symbols on this card, or the resource that you're using to look at that, is meant for you to feel into and receive that message how it resonates for you. So that's perfect. Awesome. So yeah, if anybody, you're welcome. If anybody would like a card that popped in, thank you for popping in. We're doing this now at 8 o'clock whenever possible, Eastern Standard Time. So usually we wrap up around now. But I want everybody who wants a card to get one. So if you just joined, you are welcome to have a card. Anybody that has to hop off, no worries. But like I said, I will post all of our collective cards that came up for the week here in the convo, and then I'll be sharing them throughout the week as we kind of weave in and out and see how they play out for us this week. And if you do catch the replay, we shared a lot in the beginning about like some astrological aspects at play this week. If you want to hear anything about those things as well that are factoring into this week. You're welcome. Absolutely. So I guess we can wrap up. And like I said, anybody who jumped in late, if you would like a card pull, you can just comment below and I'll see it. And I'm happy to pull a card for you off the live and share with you a message for the week ahead. So feel free to do that. But thank you all so much for joining. I will be checking in this week, so I'm not going to say all my like holiday farewells. Everything, because we will be talking again. You're welcome, Rob. Please keep me posted on how you're making out too with all your hanged man issues, all the things you're waiting on. Thinking of you and continuing to send you healing energy. And all of you, I'm sending you lots of love and many, many blessings. And make it a great week. Take good care.